evolution and time are discussed, the topic of dinosaurs arises, which shouldn't surprise us since dinosaurs have been a kind of poster child of evolution for decades. According to the general theory of evolution, no human being ever saw a living dinosaur. Evolutionists insist that dinosaurs became extinct more than 60 million years ago, while humans allegedly evolved about 57 million years later. According to the Bible, however, God made everything in 6 days. But how could this have included dinosaurs? The Bible doesn't even mention dinosaurs, does it? And even if it did, how could mere humans have ever lived with such creatures? Admittedly, a person will not find the word dinosaur in most English translations of the Bible. But we must keep in mind that the Bible is not a taxonomic book. Its main purpose is to tell us about God and His scheme of redemption, not to list every animal God created. The Bible mentions a variety of animals, but not every animal. I don't think the Bible ever specifically mentions cats, kangaroos, elephants, aardvarks, anteaters, platypuses, and penguins. To say that these animals don't cohabit the earth with man because the Bible doesn't mention them would, of course, be absurd. For Christians to assume dinosaurs and humans never lived together because the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs is equally erroneous. We must also recognize that whereas the Bible was completed 1900 years ago and was translated fully into English by 1535, the English word dinosaur was not coined until 1842, more than 300 years after the first complete English translation of the Old and New Testaments. Obviously, one would not expect to find the English term dinosaur in a translation of the Bible that preceded its coinage. What's more, though most modern English Bible translators have elected to omit the term dinosaur, such exclusion doesn't necessarily mean that the Bible writers refrain from mentioning dinosaurs or dinosaur-like creatures. Consider the great sea creatures that were created on day 5 of creation. Could this not have included dinosaur-like water-living reptiles such as plesiosaurs? Also of interest is the fact that the Bible gives God's description of 2 massive creatures in Job chapters 40 and 41, Behemoth and Leviathan, which sound very much like a dinosaur and a dinosaur-like water-living reptile. But regardless of whether dinosaurs are mentioned specifically in the Bible or not, one can know that they were created alongside man during the creation week and not millions of years earlier. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. Still, because most people, even many Christians, have been conditioned to believe that no human being could have ever lived with dinosaurs, they dismiss the thought and along with it a literal and logical interpretation of the Genesis account of creation. In fact, a few years ago, one Christian author wrote a children's book claiming that man could not have lived in a world full of dinosaurs. So by the time God created Adam, the dinosaurs were gone. He later wrote that it is ludicrous to suggest that man cohabited with the dinosaurs. Many people seem to think that dinosaurs would have killed all of the humans by biting them in half with their supersized teeth, or by hunting them down and cutting them open with their 5-inch long sickle-like claws. People think that the large plant eaters would have crushed humans with their massive feet and smashed them with their huge tails. Truly, some dinosaurs, such as Apatosaurus and Brachiosaurus, were extremely large. Others were smaller but with sharp teeth and long claws. People generally think of these animals as being ferocious and virtually invincible. So just how is it that creationists can reasonably believe that humans could have survived on this earth alongside dinosaurs in the distant past? The truth is, humans have always lived on earth with amazing, incredible creatures. And we still do. Do you ever stop to consider what kind of mighty animals we currently live with on Earth? Elephants, for example, are the largest land-living animals in the world. Some reach weights of up to 22,000 pounds and could easily kill a man just by stepping on him, or by striking him with its 6-foot-long, 300-pound trunk. Yet, for thousands of years, humans have been known to live with and tame these creatures. Over 2,200 years ago, the Empire of Carthage used tamed African elephants, the largest elephants in the world, to battle the Romans. Today, many elephants are still being controlled by man. Tamed elephants are used in various Asian countries to perform in religious ceremonies or to do physical labor like hauling lumber or transporting people from place to place. In other countries, tamed elephants have been used in all sorts of performances to entertain people. Humans have been able to live alongside elephants for thousands of years. So why is it so hard for people to think of humans living on the same planet as the large dinosaurs? Yes, some dinosaurs, like Brachiosaurus, grew to be about 4 times larger than the largest elephants. But if man can work, play, and go to battle alongside or on top of elephants, the largest land animals on Earth today, it surely is not absurd to think that humans did similar things with certain dinosaurs. Especially when you consider that, according to evolutionary paleontologists, the average dinosaur was only about the size of a large cow. Whales are the largest animals ever known to have existed on Earth, larger than any elephant or dinosaur. Blue whales have been known to weigh as much as 400,000 pounds, yet humans have hunted many species of whales for centuries. Some people today ride in small boats and even swim next to some of these massive creatures as they photograph them. Killer whales are another one of God's magnificent creatures with which we live on this earth. They are one of the ocean's fiercest predators and are able to kill much larger whales when swimming in packs. Killer whales hunt so well that very few animals can escape from them. In addition to eating fish, they eat thousands of pounds of mammal meat every year, including seals, sea lions, and walruses. Amazingly, these large killing machines, weighing more than 8,000 pounds, can be captured, tamed, and trained to do all sorts of things. Some of the famous orcas that have lived in captivity occasionally took their trainers for rides on their backs. Let that sink in. Doesn't that sound kind of cartoonish on the surface? Human beings riding on the backs of killer whales? I wonder what our ancestors would think. Trainers of killer whales have even been known to stick their heads inside the whales' mouths without getting bit. Have you seen what's in the mouths of these animals? Dozens of large 3 to 4 inch long, scary looking teeth. How can a 150-pound man teach an 8,000-pound whale how to jump over hurdles, ring bells, and perform other neat tricks without being harmed? The answer is found, at least partly, in Genesis chapter 1, verses 27 and 28. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." The reason man can tame even some of the largest and most vicious creatures on earth is because God created man higher than animals and gave him the ability to subdue them and have dominion over them. Man, unlike any other creature on earth, is made in the image of God. James wrote, "For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and creature of the sea is tamed and has been tamed by mankind." If man can live on the same planet with the blue whale and even tame such amazing creatures as the elephant and the killer whale, as well as lions, tigers, and bears, it shouldn't be difficult for Bible believers to accept the biblical teaching that all land animals, including dinosaurs, were made on day 6 of creation along with Adam and Eve. Dinosaurs aren't a problem for God or His Word. Dinosaurs logically fit within the biblical timeline, just as all other animals do, whether we're talking about the saber-toothed tiger, the woolly mammoth, or the dodo bird. If you would like more information on this subject, especially about the physical and historical evidence for the coexistence of dinosaurs and humans, pick up a copy of our 230-page book, The Dinosaur Delusion, Dismantling Evolution's Most Cherished Icon, available from Apologetics Press. Also, be sure to visit us at apologeticspress.org.